If not now, then when? This video is going to be a little more of a yap sesh, mostly because I feel like I've been surrounded by a lot of people, and I've met a lot of people that have this very, very untouched potential of creativity, but they don't take the next step when moving forward with that creativity. And I'm not saying that as in like they just can't do it. I'm saying that in a way of like they are scared. There's this type of fear when it comes to creativity. And you have every right to be scared when being creative, because when you're being creative, you have a form of vulnerability with your projects. It's very vulnerable to put stuff out there. Every project you've seen, every movie, every song, especially in music, there's a form of vulnerability that's being put on those projects because you have to share a little bit of yourself whenever you're creating things. I don't care what it is, bro. You could be making freaking, I blew up my friend's house in Minecraft too. And still, there's a form of yourself in that video that you are just showing to the world. And that in itself it's vulnerable. I understand people having this fear when it comes to creating things. I used to have it. I used to deal with it a lot. Whenever I was first making cartoons, first editing, first making anything, I was very insecure in my projects. I thought I wasn't good enough. I thought, well, the next guy that's animating a video is gonna do 10 times better than me on YouTube. And, in a sense, that's true. But also, I shouldn't let that truth scare me from even trying. One thing that kind of just drives me crazy when it comes to creative people is that they have all this creativity, but they're too scared to act on it. And like I said before, the vulnerability, there's a reason to be scared, and I understand that. But if not now, then when? I see people say, well, I need to get more money to invest into the project, and I want to be able to invest the dollar bills that I make into the cartoon that I'm making, into the song that I make. Or, oh, my vocals aren't ready, I got to keep practicing, I got to make sure that I'm good. Or, oh, I'm not good enough of an animator, so I have to wait and work on these projects that are never going to see the light of day until it just snaps, and then I make something. Even situations where it's just like, I'm too busy, I have too much school, or I have too much work. And I understand, life could be very stressful, things could get in the way, but that's your life. That's your routine. You have to be able to make time in that routine for the creative things that you want to do if you want to put that thing out there. If you don't, that's fine. Don't be creative, hold all those thoughts to yourselves, put them in a book that nobody's ever going to see, that's fine. But if you want people to see the things that you create, you have to take action. You have to, even though you're not ready, do it. Oh, you feel like your animation is not up to date. I don't care. Go make Bluey but Brian, bro. All right? That's what I had to do. Oh, my art's not good enough. I want to practice a little bit more. I don't care. Do it. Post it. Just make it. I have all these ideas, but I just don't have enough time to do it. You can make time if those ideas are that special to you. And that's really what it comes down to, is making the time and being able to invest yourself into these projects in a way that it has to be delusional. Delusion is one thing I think about a lot when it comes to being a creative person. You have to be very out there when it comes to what you make. You have to have these unrealistic ideas, these unrealistic goals, these unrealistic options that you want to be able to carve your way through, because it all kind of circles back to the vulnerability thing. You have to be so delusional that whatever you make, you're going to know people are going to laugh at you, especially if the project's not ready or if it's not done. Doesn't matter. Do it. You're already ahead of 99% of the people that don't take action when you take action on those projects. The hardest part is always starting. Whenever I was first creating cartoons, like I said, I would always get in my head about the projects that I would make. And I think whenever I started uploading more and I started honing my craft, as people are seeing me hone my craft, I started becoming more comfortable with the things that I make. I started becoming more comfortable with the jokes that I would tell. I would start becoming more comfortable with the stories that I wanted to tell too. And it just kept stacking up. And I guess one thing that I'm very blessed, very thankful for, is that if I didn't take action when I was 16, starting the cartoon channel and making these crappy little cartoons, I don't think I'd be where I'm at today, which is 100,000 subs, which I would have never thought in a million years I'd ever get to, yet here I am. And I'm not trying to flex. I'm not trying to act like, oh my gosh, you can just do what I do. I get it. Life is different for a lot of people. But if you really want the truth when it comes to being creative, if you really want the truth when it comes to making a project, you have to be delusional. You have to just take that step. You have to take that leap of faith. Because when you do those things, you're gaining experience. You're going out there in the field and you're actually learning how to do it. You're learning from your mistakes. You're becoming better at what you want to do. It's no different than when you go to school and you're like learning to become a lawyer. You're not going to feel the vibe of being a lawyer until you get there on the field and do lawyer stuff. Of course, being creative and being a lawyer are two completely different things. But you understand the idea. That goes with anything. Again, I'm not trying to ramble, but I'm very passionate about the topic of just being creative and taking that leap of faith and just trusting yourself when it comes to the things that you want to make. Just absolute confidence when it comes to being creative. A lot of creative types that I've met that are scared are probably the most talented people that I know. And I really just want to make this video to kind of talk to them in a way and just say, look, you may have a very thick schedule in your life. You may have 100 million things going on in your life. You may not feel ready. You may not feel like you need to hone in on certain things. I get it. I understand. But start now. Even if it's day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute, if you sit down, go on your drawing tablet and draw one scene, one frame, one character, whatever for the cartoon series you want to make, or maybe you want to be a voice actor. Practice that one scene, practice that one line for that 1 minute or 1 hour or 1 day or whatever. If you're doing it that 1 day or 1 minute or that one time that you're doing it, you're already getting ahead of so many people that think about doing it but don't actively act on that action. Thoughts are so scary. We get in our own heads about the things that we want to create, the stuff that we want to make, and it genuinely is terrifying. It goes back on the fear thing. You are always going to be your own enemy when it comes to wanting to express yourself out there. We live in an online age where everybody is expressing themselves. Everybody is telling their story. Everybody is trying to reach for that spotlight. I am expressing myself right here on the camera. But what's crazy about the people that actively do it, they're achieving it. Even if it's one person that sees their project, even if it's one person that looks at their audio reel, even if it's one person that listens to their music, the people that put their projects out there because they decided to put their foot through the door are gaining experience just to gain experience. And that means so much when you're trying to create things. I know I'm kind of all over the place when it comes to this topic, but again, it's something I'm very passionate about. I encourage everybody to try everything once when it comes to being creative or doing something, because you only have one life here. And I think to express yourself in the most extreme way, which is creativity in my opinion, whether it's music, art, whatever dream you desire, a lot of people will be told to think small, that it's unrealistic. Sometimes you have to be a little unrealistic to get these big goals in life, especially if it's like a dream or like an art project or a series that you've been wanting to write, a book, a novel, music, whatever. You have to have a little bit of delusion to it, and you have to just overcome the fear. You have to be brave. You have to just tell yourself that today is the day. And all of this is probably easier said than done, but I promise you, I was in that same position. And the best thing I've ever done was probably telling myself that I can do it and I'm going to do it. And I think what I've achieved with that is very much just amazing. Again, 100,000 subs. I'm working on a cartoon series. I'm not trying to flex, but people actively watch my shorts on Instagram and TikTok, and they interact and they enjoy it. I'm getting numbers on my projects I never thought I would have ever gotten, ever. Kind of. I mean, I expected it because, there's that thought of delusion where I'm like, oh, of course I'm going to get these numbers. But then there's also that realistic aspect where you're like, oh, there's no way I'm going to get these numbers. That's besides the point. I'm rambling. If you are working on a project or if you're wanting to work on a project, I just want to leave you with this. You can do it. Even if it's one person watching or 1,000 people watching, you can do it. Put it out there. Let people see what you have to offer. We are living in the best time to be an independent creator right now. With everything that's going on in the movie theaters, YouTube, express yourself. Put it out there. You won't regret it.